Well, hi everyone. Welcome to Make Your Day Richer. I'm just on Facebook making sure, because Facebook does funny things, making sure that we're public so everybody can watch because we have an amazing guest today. And I want to make sure as many people can listen and watch as possible. And privacy, public. There we go. Here we go. Joining us today is an expert who is helping people finally resolve frustrating health issues like weight struggles, digestive distress, and hormonal imbalances. Dr. Jessica Hehmeyer, I hope I'm saying that right. I should have asked her before. Founder of Well Empowered, uses natural medicine and root cause science to guide her clients on a customized journey towards vitality. If you're looking for actionable information to feel your best naturally, you won't want to miss this. So please, let's give a warm welcome to Dr. Jessica Hehmeyer.
Last
Go.
name.
Good
Good job.
morning. I got it.
You totally got it. You nailed it. It was perfect.
You know, there's this. I love doing this every single day. The worst part for me is making sure I get people's names right because I don't want to screw that up for people. I
Totally.
got it. Well, good morning. Thanks for being here.
It's such a pleasure to be here with you and your community, Richard. Thank you for having me.
Well, thanks for waking up. What time, as a doctor who's all about body and sleep, I'm sure is very important in part of your lifestyle. What time do you wake up?
Oh my gosh, that's such a great question. I have a confession.
Uh-oh, you got
I'm
up
a
10 minutes ago.
No, I did not. My clock tends to run later, right? Which feels like a confession in a world where people really prize the early birds. And I
Mhm.
get it. I wish I were an early bird. I'm not, but I typically sleep from about midnight to 8. So I still
Oh, so
prioritize the sleep. I just shift my schedule so that it works for my natural clock.
I think, can we start there of like, I don't even know if this is what we should be talking about, but the importance of like figuring out that rhythm for yourself and how that um, can benefit a person.
Yeah, absolutely. I spent many years fighting my natural rhythm. And for quite some time I worked in a way where I needed to get up at 5 a.m. and sometimes even a little bit earlier. And ultimately, year after year of doing that, I was just like, wow, this is not working for me.
Yeah.
And there were many different puzzle pieces, as there are for most of us, and putting that together. But ultimately, Matthew Walker, who for many of us is a guru in the sleep world, who has shed a lot of light on the wonders of sleep beyond how good it feels to be well rested. And it was his book, that Why We Sleep, that really helped me take on the integrity of my sleep at a whole new level,
Mm.
and allowed me to land at a place where, like, hey, listen, I get to create my schedule. Why don't I create a schedule that really works well? And now, listen, I know that's not true for everyone, but we can always work with the facts we're dealing with and do our best with what we have.
Oh, yes, yes. And try to like figure out how you can make it work because if you wake up tired and can't get over that, and then of course, me, I can't even with, coffee and all the other things, and then it's just sort of maybe a downward spiral after that. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And for those of you who haven't heard the name Matthew Walker before and sleep is a struggle for you, I so encourage you, just Google him. He's on
Okay.
tons of podcasts. So if you're someone who, you're listening today, maybe that's your preferred way of learning, great. You will find him on podcasts, Matthew Walker. And then he also has a book, which of course you could read or listen to as well.
Well, good. When did you get into this work? You're the founder of Well Empowered. How
Yes.
does that feel?
Yeah, oh my gosh, I love this work. I've been doing
Yeah.
this specific work, this work of data-driven functional medicine since 2013, and I founded Well Empowered in 2018. So, to guide people, to me, our health is foundational to everything that matters to us in life. What we're up to personally, professionally, our own experience of ourselves. Our health and vitality are foundational to thriving. And
Mhm.
so whether I'm working with someone to solve, because it really is the work of playing a health detective, whether I'm looking to solve for acne or digestive distress or weight challenges or, heart health challenges, whatever, fatigue, whatever it is. To me, what it's ultimately about is you living your best life, you thriving and inspiring others to do the same. So I love this work, and it's really such a privilege to do it.
When did you and how did you get into it?
Great question. So I like to say, straight lines are boring, and I'm sure many of you can relate to that, right? But, I went to UCLA undergrad, and in my undergraduate world, there wasn't really a major that pulled at my heartstrings, right? So I chose a major that worked really well for my workout schedule. And that was sociology. I also really enjoyed sociology, minor in communications. I loved it. It was great. It was really wonderful. But, after that, as I was trying to figure out, okay, great, where do I want to go with this? I quickly made my way into the physical world, first as a physical therapy aide. And then when I moved back to Chicago in 2000, I opened up the first boutique strength training facility in Chicago in 2002 with a husband and wife, business partners, and was the managing partner there for about 4 years, when ultimately I wanted to expand my capacity to contribute. And that led me to graduate school in multiple graduate degrees and to do what I do now. And how I very specifically chose data-driven functional medicine was really, it's what made the biggest difference for me. We've all benefited from a variety of different healthcare providers. So I am not here to knock any healthcare provider. Everybody has their own toolkit, and different toolkits are important at different moments. But for me, when I was dealing with my weight struggles and when I was dealing with my digestive struggles, a traditional approach wasn't where I found my solutions. I really found my solutions in functional medicine. And when I found them, I really was like, wow, I've got to make this available to others. This has rocked my world. I want others' worlds to be rocked by, fundamentally creating the health and vitality that they've desired for years or even decades.
Can you break down what functional medicine means?
Yeah. So in functional medicine, we take a root cause approach to understanding the source of symptoms or health conundrums. So whether it's struggling with weight and a slow metabolism, or acne, or psoriasis, or digestive distress, bloating, constipation, diarrhea, all those things, hormonal imbalances, whatever it is, we're looking to discover the root cause and heal from the root. Also, we recognize that the body is an entire system. So instead of looking at things in silos, we understand the interconnectedness between your digestion and your mental health, between your microbiome and your skin, between total body inflammation and your weight, right? So we're really looking at a systems biology approach, just simply acknowledging that it's all connected and leveraging that to facilitate healing.
You brought up a couple things like diarrhea.
Yes.
Not a great fun topic of conversation. So a lot of the stuff probably that you're dealing with your clients is very personal, embarrassing stuff. Can you talk about, I don't know, how to either get over that out of your head to go, I'm going to go talk to you about it, or how you kind of navigate that with your clients to make them feel comfortable?
Well, I think a few things. First of all, I'll start with the latter question. One is I just let people know out of the gate. I talk about this all day long. I talk about poop all day long. I have people track their poop. They tell me details about their poop. You cannot gross me out. Nothing is inappropriate here. So that's just one thing. And then, ultimately, when people show up at my virtual front door, they're either dealing with, oh my gosh, I can't live like this anymore. Like, this is just intolerable. Or they're like, oh, wait a second, this could actually be solved. I'm up for that, right? So it's a little bit like either they're suffering sufficiently that they're like, I don't care, I'll talk about anything, just make this go away. Or they're really inspired. And oftentimes it's a combination of both, right? Like, wow, so and so told me that you completely changed their life by getting rid of their diarrhea. Could you do that for me too? Or right? So both of those situations are commonly what have people get over the hump of whatever, the embarrassment or the concern or whatever's there, and look at working together and proceeding.
Are there some things like, as people get older, things happen that you oftentimes think like, well, that's just part of getting older. That happens to everybody and it doesn't. Are there some things that you would want people to be aware of that they shouldn't be suffering from?
Yeah.
And even though they think they do, okay, go.
I
Yes.
love that you asked that, Richard. It's so funny. I will oftentimes, it will even start as young as like 30, 31, 32. I'll meet with a lovely human being who's like, well, I've gained weight, but I think it's just because I'm aging. And I have to
Mhm.
fight from spitting my water out. I'm like, you're 31. No, like, right.
Yeah.
So, the aging and weight thing, it, it does happen, but current research, and we're always learning more, but current research says it doesn't really happen until your 50s. So, and even then it's not a lot. In other
Mhm.
words, aging doesn't slow your metabolism sufficiently to add on 5, 6, 10 pounds a year, sort of a thing, right? So that would be just one thing I'd earmark is there's something going on, right? And there are commonly overlooked reasons for a slow metabolism, but I just wouldn't chalk it up to age there. And, other things, let's see here. I mean, I would put in the same bucket, premature aging. Yeah, we're all going to age, God willing, right? We want to be here and be enjoying life and show the signs of
Yeah.
that, right? This is not, that in and of itself is not a problem to me. But, there are things we can do to support our ability to create healthy skin over time, and even just on the energy front, making sure our energy levels are sustained over time. My husband's a couple of decades older than I am, and no one would believe. I mean, he's a very good patient, like truly outstanding. Um, no one would believe his age when they meet him, and I tell them that if his age comes up, like jaws are on the ground galore, right? And he's just a great living example of when you take this work on wholeheartedly, it's, age does become just a number to a certain extent.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there one thing that like maybe there isn't like a blanket statement of something that everybody should or should not be doing?
Oh my goodness. Well, I would say there are a few things.
Okay.
I'm going to start with a should that is actually not in the like scientific world. It's in the heart world. And I'm going to start with this because to me, it's actually the most essential place to begin. And that is getting connected to your personal why. And what I mean by that is, what is your health for? Right? Like, if you were to envision yourself thriving, like actually pause and take a moment to envision what that would look like and what that would feel like for you to look your best and feel your best and show up as your best. You know, what's that all for? What's your big why? And I start there because all of the information in the world doesn't matter if you're not sufficiently compelled to make changes, right? Because making change, listen, for all of us, it takes something. It takes something to, whether you're working on your sleep, to put down your phone and walk away from it an hour earlier than you traditionally do. It really takes something, right?
Yeah.
It takes something to make nutritional shifts. It takes something to get your mojo going so that you're moving your body in a way that really feels good for you. All of that takes something. And so if you're not deeply connected to your why, it's going to be yet another day or another week or another month or another year of on again, off again, of what I like to call the all or nothing approach that we've inherited. So, first and foremost, to move to a place where you are actually honoring your health as sacred, as a habit,
Mm.
just because
Yeah.
it's natural for you. Where I invite you to begin is envisioning what it would be like for you to thrive and start to think about why that's so important to you. So that's number one. And then the number 2 and 3 I'll give you is what I would suggest as the yes and less. The yes and less. So the yes world, I'm going to really home in on nutrition. You know, how we fuel our body is so crucial to how our genes either express health or not. So, on the yes front, all of you are in different places, right? Some of you have your nutrition totally dialed in. And so, what I'm about to say might not be as relevant for you. That's okay. Maybe I'll say something else that does. So, for those of you listening, if nutrient dense vegetables aren't part of your day, at least at 2 meals in like pretty decent quantities, that would be a great place to begin making shifts. And I'm saying nutrient dense, that means colorful, lots of colorful vegetables. I could get more granular. Don't worry about it right now. Just think colorful vegetables twice a day. And if they're not on your plate twice a week, start with 3 times a week. In other words, start where you are. Don't
Mm.
play somebody else's game, play your game. And then the third thing I would invite you to look at in the less category is simply put the whole world of toxins. Now, a toxin that is very socially acceptable is alcohol, right? And
Mhm.
I'm not suggesting you completely eliminate alcohol unless you personally know that's what best serves you. If that's true for you, fine, right? But I'm not saying everybody needs to set down the alcohol and never return. I'm just saying if you see that you are drinking every night, even if it's one drink, or you see that your total drinks in a week are, 14, 15, 20, it can go up beyond that for many people who I work with. And I really appreciate when people trust me and let them know what they're dealing with there, right? And so wherever you are, starting to pare it back, if you kind of have a light bulb of like, yeah, that would make a difference for me. And then of course in the toxin world, there's the whole what we're putting on our skin and the personal care products we're using and how we're cleaning our homes that we could go into. But just simply put, if alcohol speaks to you, start there. Don't make this overly complicated. And again, similar to the vegetable world, you might just start with, okay, 1 day a week, I'm not going to drink. 1 day a week. Or maybe you decide that you're going to create a new alcohol cap for yourself. Like on any given night, I won't have more than, and then you fill in the blank based on
Mhm.
where you are. Again, I want you to play your game and meet yourself where you are in service of continuing a sustainable journey.
I love that because I think if you go 0 to 100, the burnout rate is so high, and
The
the like,
burnout rate is 100, right?
yes, yes, yes. And then it's also that you're setting yourself up for so much disappointment when that one day maybe you don't do it as well as you need to. And then that also will spiral you into everything as well. So I like that.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. And what you're speaking to again is what I like to call that all or nothing approach, overindulgence and deprivation, overindulgence and deprivation. And,
Hmm.
it's the playbook we've been handed. So, all of you listening, you don't need to feel badly if this resonates with you, that the cycling between overindulgence and deprivation, because you inherited that playbook. You didn't make it up. You're way smarter than that. But, it takes something to set down that playbook and step into a whole new era that I like to call mastering your middle ground. And it starts by meeting yourself where you are.
I have a very important question, and that is, what are your thoughts on coffee?
Oh, yeah, great question. I am not anti coffee. I don't personally drink coffee. I have to tell you, Richard, this is kind of funny. Not many people can relate to this, but I know some of you will. I don't drink coffee because it makes me so hungry. And
Mm.
I understand for a lot of people, coffee is an appetite suppressant. I am one of those that has the exact opposite effect on me, but I do drink tea. Anyway, but back to the coffee question. How I think about coffee is this, do I suspect the amount of coffee you're drinking is causing a problem for you? Things that come to mind are diarrhea, anxiety, insomnia. Those are some of the things that come to mind. There might be a few others, but those are the most
Mhm.
common ones. And if I don't think the amount of coffee you're drinking or when you're drinking it is leading to any of those problems. And your coffee isn't a secret sugar bomb. In other words, just an excuse to get like 40 grams of sugar, right? Which would be like the orange mocha frappuccino situation, at
Yeah.
Starbucks, right?
Yeah.
So if it's none of those, then I enjoy your coffee. There are actually antioxidants in coffee. There are some studies that show that coffee drinkers have decreased risk of dementia and increased heart health, increased longevity. So there's lots of good studies on the benefits of coffee. We just want to make sure, and that's going to be coffee that is not laden with sugar and, all kinds of nonsense. But yeah, I'm coffee. I don't have a problem with if you don't check the box of diarrhea, insomnia, anxiety, then we're okay with the coffee.
Okay, good. I only drink black coffee.
Right?
I will tell you, I used to drink 2 pots a day. 2 pots. That was too much. Way too much.
Yes.
And yes. So I'm now down to like sometimes not even a full travel mug full. Like I don't even finish that sometimes. But yeah, so same thing. Yes. Like start where you are because that was rough. But I was also not sleeping. I had all of those. 2 pots of coffee. That's ridiculous.
I
Um,
love it though. And good for you for just seeing it and going like, okay, I'm going to shift this. And you took it
yeah.
on. And, in service of having other people get it, like how long did it take you, Richard, to go from 2 pots to like sometimes a full traveler, sometimes not?
A very long time. A
Yes,
very long
right?
time. Yes. And then I was the person who like would have it in the afternoon and then that was like evening. But it took me a long time. It's very recent that it's sometimes even less than a travel mug.
That's awesome. That is so
Yeah.
great. And
Yeah.
most importantly, do you feel so much better?
Oh my gosh, I'm sleeping better. Like I was the person that would lay there for an hour and a half in bed trying to sleep and now I'm out like as soon as my head hits the pillow. Yes, anxiety is down like and you think that drinking coffee like makes you think quicker and faster, but it actually like kind of makes it foggy. I'm realizing as well.
Mhm. Love it. That's awesome. Good for
Yeah,
you.
but I do love coffee. So anyway, I've tried to get rid of it, and I love every. The problem with coffee, this is my therapy session apparently, is that I love everything around it. Like I love the warm mug, I love the smell, I love like all of the like ritualistic stuff around drinking it because it has such memories for me. So I, you
Hmm.
know. Anyway, um, so
And
there's
now
that.
you don't need to set it down entirely. Like
Yeah.
where you've landed with coffee sounds like a great place to be. Enjoy it.
Yeah. All right. I will. I will. There we go. Now I know the interview can be over because I am allowed to drink coffee. You said that you meet people at your virtual front door. Is that where you do all of your services? And how can people connect with you?
I do. I do. All of my work is virtual, and you can find me on my website, Well Empowered. That's EMPOWERED.com. And for those of you who are interested in connecting, please schedule a complimentary consultation. I would love to meet with you live. And you can also find me on Instagram at Well Empowered.
Perfect. What do you love most about your life right now?
Oh my gosh, I love most that we are really near our family right now. That
Mm.
hasn't been true for about 5 years, but as of a week ago, we are near our family. And Richard, I could cry. It's like, oh my
Oh,
gosh, it brings me such joy to be able to go in and out of each other's lives and just sweet moments. So I'm really grateful for that.
I love that. I did. I also read that you do like one-on-one and group stuff.
I do. I do. I
Okay.
do one on one and group stuff. You got it. Exactly. Mhm.
Perfect. I can't thank you enough for coming on and teaching me and hopefully other people, I'm sure, and sharing your story and making people's days richer.
Thank you so much, Richard. It's been a pleasure to be with you and your community.
Yeah, thank you so much. Come back anytime.
Thank you.
That's our show, everyone. Thanks for watching. You've made my day richer. You've made everyone's day richer. So go make someone's day richer. Go make your day richer. And we'll be back tomorrow. Now's a really good time to just share the show and be like, oh my God, I learned so much today. Go watch this show. Okay. And we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone. Bye bye.